My name's Kerry Walker, and I wanted to go over a little bit about some of the things that I've dealt with over the process of learning about religions and about evolutionary processes. And you know, it was strange. I wrote a lot of scientists and paleontologists back, in the early '80s, mid '80s, when I was working on my book and doing research for my book. And so one of the particular ones I had written was a paleontologist named Stephen Jay Gould, and he was a very interesting character, and I got in touch with him. I had written letters to him, and finally got in touch with him on the phone, and we were talking about some things that I was looking for. For example, I was looking for the example of changes over time through some shells that were found in Lake Turkana, and I hadn't been able to get a hold, even though I had heard of them existing. I never had been able to actually locate these shells that showed this, which was very important to some of my work. But that's not what I want to talk about here. What I want to talk about is I did mention to him, about my work and the dawn of intelligence, and I mentioned how I had seen that there were some problems with the evolutionary theories and or theories on evolution. Not that I don't believe in evolution. Evolution is a fact, but there were some concerns I had with science as they had accepted the evolutionary processes, and he was very controversial because of his work, because he believed that one of the things he was best known for was that evolution and changing the fossil record came in fits and starts rather than a steady process of slow change, and it was called punctuated equilibrium. And that's what it became very controversial and brought a lot of forsaken paleontological perspective to the field. But anyway, one of the things that I would like to talk about is how I have seen in the field of paleontology and science a reluctance to consider some type of outside cosmic energy and cosmic forces. And one of the prerequisites to being a paleontologist is to not consider any outside forces, even natural forces. And that's what these are that I'm referring to in my work of the study of the cosmos. With electromagnetism, quarks, protons, neutrons, electrons, dark matter, dark energy, antimatter, matter. All these things, like in a cosmic soup, show some kind of correlation between energy fields or frequencies of life on Earth, and maybe even other planets that we don't know about. But there is some correlation between life and the universe and other planets and stars and the cosmos. And a lot of people understand that we probably came from stardust. But at the same time, when you look at the evolutionary record, when we study that, everybody wants to bash religion, which is understandable, but it's always going after a specific religion like Christianity or whatever, and that is not really the broad field of intelligence, just to bash some isolated religion or religious nonsense. But we need to look at the picture of whether or not, just by saying that there is no creative energy, or if I'm atheist and I say there is no creative energy or outside energy, if I would go a little further and say, well, let's consider the cosmic energy, the forces of the cosmos. And if we study evolution evolution, we see that, for example, as far as the bat goes, echolocation of the bat, it comes into the evolutionary picture, but there's really no clear sign of where it got its capabilities of echolocation. In other words, there's no clear sign where, in order for natural selection to work, it has to have a gene to pull from, and when it pulls that gene, it has to mutate that gene. And that was one of the things of Stephen Gould's punctuated equilibrium showed that things happen in spurts. Well, in this case, there was no gradual process to it. There's no spurt. All of a sudden, we have the bat with echolocation, but we didn't have the gene pool to pull from in order to mutate that gene to have this process of echolocation. Same thing goes with biosonar in whales and dolphins. In the fossil record, which I've done extensive studies of the fossil record at the University of Georgia, and when I studied it over the course of several months, it was amazing to me how I saw problems with the conclusions that science makes. Because in the situation with the whale and the dolphin, this biosonar, this high-tech biosonar, comes into fossil record, and here it is. It had no gene pool to pull from to mutate to come up with biosonar, and here we have it, and here we have it today. Although there have been some changes over this long or so million years, they're basically the process of echolocation and the process of biosonar in whales and dolphins and so forth is the same. So my question is why aren't we looking into the fact that there's some mysterious or some mystery to this cosmic soup or this energy, and some correlation between the cosmos and the energy of the cosmos and living organisms, because there's a very similar frequency of the cosmos and of the earth, and then of living things, of plants and of animals and our brain. And there's a correlation, must be, it seems to me, a correlation between all of this that we're missing by excluding any outside energy in the process of life on Earth, in the process of evolution. And there's a lot of examples that warrant us looking at that process, because I mean, it's endless of these incredible aspects of life which warrant saying, why did it go there? Like, for example, the octopus, it goes past just matching its surroundings. It goes past that, which in natural selection it wouldn't really have to, but it goes past that, and it's not only able to match the color of its surroundings, but the texture. So it went further than natural selection had to have gone. In the case with a looper caterpillar that's yellow and he's on a purple flower, he glues purple petals on his back to camouflage him. Well, why is he doing that? How does he know he can be seen on the yellow flower or the purple flower when he's yellow and he's camouflaged himself to be purple? I mean, what's going on in these processes? There's a lot of things that we're not answering by completely rejecting and negating any outside energy in the process of creation, in the process of life on Earth. So please consider this, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.